Merhaba from VA. This is the Rorschach Turkey update from the 11th of June, 2024. A quick summary of what's going down in Turkey. On Wednesday the 5th, President Erdoğan met with Erdoğan Akşener, the former Good Party leader, at the presidential palace. The government did not disclose what was discussed, and no press conference followed. After the 40-minute meeting, the Good Party MPs criticized the lack of statement on social media. An MP warned that without a satisfactory explanation, the meeting could lead to a major rift in the Good Party, stating that it would imply a tacit acceptance of aligning with the palace or making a deal with the government. The Good Party received almost 10% of the votes in the 2023 general elections when it joined the opposition People's Alliance, including the main opposition, the Republican People's Party, or CHP, the Future Party, and the Diva Party. The Good Party's votes dropped to around 4% in the local elections this year after leaving the People's Alliance. After its prominent defeat, Akşener did not run for re-election as party leader. Moving on, Necmi Sibiş, the newly elected mayor of Giresun's Bulancak districts from the CHP, will reclaim and repurpose a municipal building as a marriage office. The building was previously leased for free to the Erdoğan-linked Turkish Youth Foundation, TÜGVA, under the former Justice and Development Party, or AKP mayor. Sibiş decided to reclaim the building after winning the local elections earlier this year, ending nearly 20 years of AKP rule. TÜGVA, founded by President Erdoğan's son, used the building for 10 years and ran summer schools offering Quran lessons and other activities. The organization has faced criticism for allegedly placing its members in key government positions and frequently receiving state tenders. In other news, on Wednesday the 5th, the Union of Municipalities of Turkey, or TBB, held its presidential elections. The TBB represents municipalities at national and international levels and chose Ekrem İmamoğlu, Istanbul's mayor from the CHP, as its president. He won with 515 votes, defeating Ahmet Metin Genç, the AKP mayor of Trabzon, who received 250 votes. His council list included mayors from the CHP, the Good Party, the New Welfare Party, and the pro-Kurdish Democracy and People's Equality Party, or the Dem Party, but none from the AKP or its ally, the Nationalist People's Party. In his speech, İmamoğlu emphasized cooperation among municipalities and a just relationship with the central government. İmamoğlu might be doing well, but other mayors aren't. On Wednesday the 5th, a court sentenced Mehmet Akif, the co-mayor of Hakkari province, to nearly 20 years in prison for alleged links to militants. Recall that the police detained him last week for allegedly holding a high-level role in the outlawed Kurdistan Workers' Party, or PKK, and the government appointed a trustee mayor in his place. The pro-Kurdish Dem Party, the third largest in parliament, declared the verdict null and void. The government's removal of the public elected mayor Akif before he even got sentenced to the crime could be seen as a provocative move. More on rulings, as on Saturday the 8th, a court in Izmir ordered the Interior Ministry to pay 2.5 million liras, or $77,000 in damages, for failing to protect femicide victim Hulya Shalovci, who had repeatedly reported death threats from Kafar Yihan, her estranged husband. Back in 2022, Shalovci was found murdered at her workplace, despite filing 4 criminal complaints and obtaining restraining orders against Yihan. A court sentenced him to aggravated life imprisonment for premeditated murder. Shalovci's family filed a lawsuit against the government for their daughter's death, resulting in the unprecedented ruling that highlighted severe administrative negligence. Their lawyer emphasized the need for accountability to prevent future failures in protecting victims. In some international news, last week on Monday the 3rd, the Turkish foreign minister visited Beijing, marking the highest-level Turkish visit to China since 2012. During his visit, he met with the Chinese officials, including Foreign Minister Wang Yi, and visited Zhangjiang, home to millions of Uyghurs, Turkic people living in China. In a talk at the Center for China and Globalization, he expressed interest in Turkey joining BRICS, a geopolitical bloc that includes Brazil, China, Russia, Iran, among other countries. The minister mentioned Turkey's aim to enhance cooperation with BRICS members and planned to attend a meeting in Russia, who welcomed Turkey's interest, highlighting that its membership would be discussed at the next BRICS summit. Turkey's Western allies, like NATO members, have been criticizing the country for its ties with Russia, saying Turkey was shifting sides. However, Turkey has repeatedly reaffirmed its commitment to NATO and the EU over the years. The foreign minister also mentioned that the two countries discussed narrowing Turkey's trade deficit with China by boosting agricultural exports and encouraging Chinese investment in tourism. In 2023, Turkey reportedly imported $45 billion worth of services and goods from China. However, its exports were less than $4 billion. Still on the minister's China trip, Beijing has faced scrutiny, including from Ankara, over its inhumane treatment of the Uyghur minority, though China denies the accusations. Turkish citizens have also criticized the Turkish government because of its inaction regarding the issue. However, during his visit, the foreign minister told Chinese officials that Uyghur Turks are very important to Turkey and highlighted the sensitivities of the Turkic and Muslim worlds regarding the protection of Uyghur cultural rights and values. Since we mentioned imports from China, on Saturday the 8th, Turkey announced a 40% additional tax on vehicle imports from China to boost domestic production and investment, and to prevent further deterioration of its current account deficit. This tariff, effective from the 7th of July, will be at least $7,000 per vehicle. In 2023, Turkey imposed similar tariffs on Chinese electric vehicle imports. China is the top manufacturer of affordable, high-quality electric cars, so many drivers prefer these vehicles. However, according to some nations, China heavily subsidized these exports to support its struggling economy. The European Commission plans to impose provisional additional tariffs next week. On Sunday the 9th, a radical Islamist mob attacked a dance troupe in Diyarbakir, a city in southeastern Turkey, injuring 2 people. The incident occurred at the Tema Park, where the swing-aimed dance school was holding an event. Reportedly, a group of about 50 people entered the park, shouting religious slogans, and demanded the participants stop the event. When the dancers refused, things got physical. Emergency services and police arrived, and 2 injured individuals were taken to the hospital. And to wrap up this episode, Sunday the 16th marks the first day of the 4-day Feast of the Sacrifice, or Kurban Bayrami. The festival is one of the biggest Islamic holidays in Turkey. It commemorates the story of Prophet Ibrahim's willingness to sacrifice his son Ismail to show his faithfulness to God. Seeing Ibrahim's faith in him, God sends Ibrahim a ram to sacrifice instead of his son. The festival is about charity and solidarity. Traditionally, on the first day of the festival, many households sacrifice livestock. They keep 1/3 of the meat and give the rest to people in need. However, with the rise in animal activism in recent years, more and more people opt to donate money to charities instead. In addition to the concern for animals, because of the rise in inflation and living costs, many people can't afford to buy livestock anymore. Since this is a public holiday, all the public institutions will be closed throughout the 4 days of the festival. However, private businesses might choose to open their stores on the 3rd or 4th day. Even though the festival is only 4 days long and ends on Wednesday the 19th, the government gave the rest of the week off to public officials, making it a 9-day holiday. Though private companies aren't legally obliged to do the same, some are giving extra holidays to their workers too. And that's it for this week. Thank you so much for joining us. And thank you so much to everyone who filled in the survey over the past few weeks. We really appreciate your comments and ideas. Many of you mentioned you would like to get some more in-depth episodes and interviews. Is that something you would like? Do you have any topics in mind? Something specific about the Rorschach Turkey update that you want to know more about for us to do a special show on? We want to do some new things very soon. Please email us at info@rorschach.com. If you left an email to contact you in the survey, we'll reach out to you very soon. The survey is still linked in the show notes if you're interested in that as well. Hoşça kalın!